Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. It's the blackest hearted man on social media. Racially black, I mean. In other words, you don't get no pro-blacker than I am, even if you think you do. And I'm asking you to hit that share button because the share button benefits us, and the message is more important than the messenger. That being said now, I've heard a lot of Western women, largely sisters, say hoes are winning. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I have never for a second accepted that men and women have equal options when it comes to either dating or just sex for that matter. That is until we men get older, then we may have more options, but we don't have the same options you have. You decide you want dates, you can get dates. You decide you want commitments, you can find it. You decide you want casual sex, you can find that too. You have options, and they're not always the bad options. They're just not always the top of the line options either. When it comes down to the men, no, we're the ones that got to make the approach, impress you. Like I said, we've always had to be Superman, and you get to be Lois Lane. That sums it up right there. And that's from the very beginning. That's from a young age. You like a boy, what do? You talk bad about him, treat him like he did something wrong to you from a very young age. If he likes you, what's he supposed to do? He's supposed to try to impress you somehow, or if he can't, then he's supposed to grab your butt and run or something. But he's grabbing your butt. Anyway, many say hoes are winning. And in the West, I have now come to think that that may very well be true. And the reason that hoes are winning is because they're willing to do something that non-hoes aren't willing to do. I don't mean a whole lot of things that non-hoes aren't willing to do. When the doors are closed, nobody's looking. Sometimes even if someone is looking. What I mean is that they're willing to do certain things even before that point. I'm gonna tell you this. This is actually not addressed to Western women though. I'm addressing this to SYSBM men, IBM Mawar passport brothers, and the Eastern women that are interested in Western black men. If you listen to these Western women in these chat rooms and wherever else you go, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to lose. They're the same ones complaining that hoes are winning in the West. So if hoes are winning in the West, you don't want to take advice from women that have been losing to hoes and prostitutes. You want to take advice from women that have not been losing to hoes and prostitutes. That being said also, if you act like them, you will lose to hoes as well. You will be saying the same things in your countries. Even in conservative countries, hoes are winning. Because celibacy is never an acceptable reward for men behaving themselves. It can't be the case. That's impossible. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a hoe. What you can do is that you can have the same rules for everybody. Where I am now, sex is within a marriage and that's it. That's the same rule for everybody. So that's not insulting to any particular man that that's what the rules are. It's not insulting to any of the women that that's what the rules are. But do you really think that if I were to go back to the States, I'm going to accept that kind of rule from somebody? No, I know what the rules are in the States. You get freaky. Everybody's getting their freak on. Even if I'm not willing to fornicate, you better try. See, same rules you have. Does that sound familiar, Western women? But anyway, I'm not addressing you, Eastern women. Do not follow the advice of the women that have lost to hoes, or you will also lose to hoes in your country. Avoid that. Be smart about this. Some of you are making the mistake of listening to these Western women in these chat rooms. I already said they were going to come into the chat rooms and try to misadvise you. I said that a while back. Well, what are they doing now? They're trying to come into the chat rooms and misadvise you so that you will lose what they lost to you. But the thing is, you're not going to lose back to the Western women. She does not understand that, and you may not understand that now. Both of you will merely lose to the hoes in both of your locations for one reason. The hoe actually has a value and a benefit, although it's very small. There's a practical reason for them. If you are going to be a westernized feminist and you're not a hoe, you then have absolutely no practical value at all. There's nothing you can do. You won't bend over the couch. You can't cook. You can't clean. If you will, you won't admit it. And you don't approach men. You make absolutely nothing in life easier on a man. Do not follow that woman. Remember, she already said hoes are winning. That means she's losing. Well, on the other hand, follow her if you want to lose to hoes. I myself would pick a hoe over the woman that's giving you that advice. And I don't mess with hoes. I don't touch them, I don't talk to them, and yet they have more value to me than a Western feminist. Because the Western feminist is always hypergamous, every time. There is no exception that I would ever find. This being said, Blackest Hearted Man on social media, signing black out. Assalamu alaikum and black male power just because Sapphire, or as Dark Power would say, specifically because Sapphire doesn't like it.